Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about the match between FC Barcelona and Levante. So in this game, Barcelona is going to be playing at home, and for the next 3 games for Barcelona, we are going to be at home. We are going to be playing at the Camp Nou. There is no excuses to be gaining these next 9 points for the next 10 days, because when we are talking about Barcelona's situation, we are currently not in the best condition. Barcelona have lost their past 2 matches, and because we have lost those past 2 matches, Barcelona right now are 10th place in La Liga, and they have ended up in 2nd place in the group stage. And looking how Barcelona have been so inconsistent, seeing that they play very well here and then completely lose that form in the next match, going into this game against Levante, we don't know what to expect. We don't know what's going to go on next. And so what we are going to do in this video is that we are going to be talking about Ronald Koeman's press conference. That is what this pre-match preview is going to be revolving around, because what I believe Ronald Koeman did say within these interviews are very interesting, and this is something that we do have to talk about. Starting with the first news, and it says here, according to Rack 1, Mingueza and Conrad de la Fuente have trained with the first team. And seeing these 2 young stars, we know that these are also 2 young stars that Ronald Koeman is going to try and implement in the next game. And I believe that that is the direction I do want to go towards to, because there is 2 topics that has been going around Barcelona lately. And those 2 topics is this. One is Ronald Koeman's system and the use of these young players. Starting with Ronald Koeman's system. So when we are talking about Koeman's system, there has been so much backlash going up against Koeman's system, because I believe that whatever happened after that Juventus game and seeing that Barcelona lost, it is true that if we hear a report of these players being frustrated on what Ronald Koeman is trying to implement, it would actually make sense, because in that match against Juventus, seeing how we lost 3-0, it was frustrating for even us Barcelona fans. But here's the thing, I do believe that we always have to take into consideration that the media outlets in Spain are going to get every chance they could get in order to make a big story happen. Because I would think that it is a very big coincidence to hear that the players are finally fed up with what Ronald Koeman is trying to teach after that loss against Juventus. And Koeman has addressed about this system problem that has been going on in Barcelona, and it says here, it is a lie that the players want to play with another system. So there you have it. You have Ronald Koeman completely ruling off that rumor that has been going on these players being fed up with what's going on within Barcelona. But I do want to ask this one question. What if, right? What if this does continue? What if we continue to win these 3 matches, like against Eibar, Real Sociedad, Levante, and then lose in a very important match? What if that continues to happen? Could we eventually start to see the players actually be frustrated within this Barcelona system? And to be very honest with you guys, I do believe that eventually, if we continue to get these type of results, yes, it's true that these players might end up in that place where they do not want to play under Ronald Koeman no more. And that goes for every player in every team in every league. You never want to be in this situation, and eventually that player is going to get fed up. But here's what I believe is the problem within Ronald Koeman's system, and I have been really trying and understand what's been going on. I do think that when Ronald Koeman came into Barcelona, one of the biggest mistakes he has made is that I do think that he did approach this and analyzed the players first, then question, okay, what system can I build in order to fit all of these players? I do believe that that is the worst approach you could take when you first coach FC Barcelona. I do believe that the alternative to that could have been that Ronald Koeman comes to Barcelona and he says, this is the system I do want to build. Now, what players do I need in order to fit this system? So you see how like it's the other way around, because I do believe that if you build the system first and you put the system first before anything else, you will have the flexibility. It'll be very authentic to you because you're the one that created this system. Because let's be very honest, Ronald Koeman came into Barcelona with one very big focus, and that is that he wanted to fit Frenkie de Jong, Felipe Coutinho, and Antoine Griezmann with whatever system he was trying to find. And that is the point that I'm trying to make. He looked at the players first and then he put the system second. And that is what I believe was the wrong move coming from Ronald Koeman in the very beginning of this season. And now we are seeing the results play out in today's today's time, which is going to lead me towards the next point, which is the use of these young players. I do think that because Ronald Koeman has been trying to put so much emphasis and focus on these three players like De Jong, Philippe Coutinho, and Antoine Griezmann, because he has been so obsessed with trying to fit in these players with whatever system he's trying to use, that has greatly hindered the minutes of these young players, such as Riqui Puig, or putting players like Pedri in the wrong position. And they have asked Ronald Koeman about Riqui Puig, and Ronald Koeman did say this: "I don't like to talk about one player individually. The coach only analyzes the team. We have 25 players in the main team. Riqui has been doing well when he came on, and we'll see what happens tomorrow," which is true. I do think that Riqui Puig put out a great performance against Juventus. Riqui Puig time and time again continues to show why he should be starting in Barcelona, because to put this in very simple terms, when Puig comes on the field, Barcelona simply looks much more lethal and much better overall, and you and me can agree on that. But again, going back to my previous point, I think that because Ronald Koeman came in with the wrong approach, because he is so obsessed with trying to fit in the most expensive players within this starting 11, it has greatly hindered the growth of players such as Pedri and Riqui Puig. And now seeing that Ronald Koeman has finally said something good about this player, right, which is great, right, it puts a lot of smiles to my face. Could we finally see Riqui Puig start in tomorrow's match against Levante? Because if this does happen, this will be a big moment for Riqui Puig, because throughout this whole season we have seen Puig get subbed in or not play at all. And the fact that tomorrow we might just see Riqui Puig start alongside Messi, Frankie de Jong, Serginho Dest, that is going to be a great sight to see, which is now going to lead me towards my predicted starting 11. And so here's going to be my starting 11. I do think that we are going to see Ter Stegen in goal, Jordi Alba as our left back, Lenglet and Mingueza as our center back pairing. I don't expect Araujo to start in this game simply because he just came back from injury. I know that he did play in the previous match, but I do think that it is very safe to put Mingueza in this game and have Araujo continue to recover, and have Serginho Dest on that right back position. In our double pivot, I do expect to see De Jong and Pjanic. And then as for our front four, knowing that Coutinho, right, this is something that we did talk about in the previous video. Coutinho recently just recovered from a very minor injury. Even though he is healthy today, it makes no sense to continue to put Philippe Coutinho in the starting 11, knowing that he might encounter the exact same problem all over again. So I do expect to see Riqui Puig in that central attacking midfield position, Pedri on the left, Trincao as the right winger, and Messi as the striker. If you guys are wondering where is Antoine Griezmann, I do expect Griezmann to get some rest in this game and have players such as Messi and Puig taking that middle position. Later in the game, I do expect to see some changes. Now, I did say in the beginning of this video that Mingueza and Connor de la Fuente have trained with the first team. So here's going to be my front four against Levante if Ronald Koeman does decide to bring in some substitutes. And that's going to be Connor de la Fuente as the left winger, Pedri being shifted into the middle as a central attacking midfielder, Messi as a right winger, and Martin Braithwaite to play as a striker. I do think that if we can use these two starting 11s that I just put out, we can get a great result. This is also going to greatly help our youth to continue to grow and become better players, and at the same time get some good healthy rotation going in. And I lastly do want to talk about the last statement Ronald Koeman did put out in that press conference, and he said this: "I'm fine. I'm not happy with the team's trajectory, but we are changing things. We're betting on young players. Until there is a new president, we will try to make the most out of it." And when I read this, when I read this report, seeing what he said in that conference, I do believe that this is finally Ronald Koeman's turning point. I do believe that Koeman is finally admitting that he did take the wrong approach in the very beginning. I do think that this is going to be the beginning of Ronald Koeman building a system that he himself actually believes in. But not only that, a system that represents FC Barcelona. Because then when you do that, every player that you have in Barcelona are going to fall into place, and that is going to go for Pedri, Riqui Puig, De Jong, Conrad de la Fuente, Serginho Dest, and many other players. But that is going to be it for today's Barcelona pre-match preview. Keep in mind, I am going to be making a post-match review after this match is over, so it's going to be very exciting. Hopefully Barcelona get a win. They continue to use the youth. We just talked about how Barcelona can turn these things around alongside Ronald Koeman. I do think that it is possible, and we can start that in that game against Levante. Again, I do want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.